Sky Pirate.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Sky Pirate channel. This is everybody's favorite Uncle Buddy. And we got some groovy stuff going on this week. Super Bowl Sunday. You want to catch a ghost? Look at this right here. I got a ghost catcher. It is the most amazing ghost catcher you'll ever see. Let's shut that off. It's an annoying one though. Look, this right here, I'll let you know one of these days here coming up pretty quick what this is. But today's a special day. This just isn't a regular Super Bowl Sunday. I got the most amazing thing happen to me this week. I got an interview from Piper Leigh in the smoking section. Miss Piper Leigh. So coming up for the next hour, we've got an interview with Piper. Learn her ins and outs. Learn what she's like. Learn what she likes and don't like. Learn about her band members. We're going to learn about everything. Just grab yourself a beer, something before the game starts, after the game starts, or just sometime this week. But this is an amazing, incredible video. And Piper is just, she's awesome. She's beautiful. We had a special guest with her. You don't get to see him much, but he helped. He was kind of a gaffer. But drummer Dave Gregg, her drummer, was there. And tell you what, we had some good times. There's some laughs. She almost made you cry a couple of times. But hey, it's Piper Leigh. How much better can this get? So everybody, enjoy the video. We're going to talk about my ghost hunting stuff later. By the way, I did design and build these, and there'll be a video coming up about how they work and what they are. So, y'all take it easy. Uncle Buddy loves you. Bye. All right. It's everybody's favorite Uncle Buddy. Tonight, I got the most exciting person in the world coming here. This has been a big honor. I've been looking forward, trying to keep this a secret. And anyway, my guest tonight fronts one of the most popular and brilliant bands, not only here in the Ark Valley area, but throughout the Midwest. Wichita, St. Louis, all over the country. Her voice is a gravel bluesy cocktail reminiscent of legends such as Janis Joplin or Susan Tedeschi. Google her if you don't know her. She's awesome. And while it is uniquely her own, she can take control of an audience, transport them back to a time in the late 60s, early 70s, and bring them right back with an original composition. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you, from Piper Leigh in the smoking section, Miss Piper Leigh. How you doing, Piper? Yeah. We'll have to dub that in. We ain't got much of a deal. How you doing, sweetie?
I'm so good. Buddy, thank you for having me. This is an honor. Man, I'm a fan. Always been a fan of you. I got to tell you, I'm new to your radio station. I think what you got going is awesome. And it's a real honor to be here with you. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming in.
What is this stick you have? That's bad.
Well, you know my problems in life, and
not all of them. I mean,
well, I've got cancer in my neck, and it's growing into my ear, and it knocks my balance off. So this is my Sky Pirate stick.
I got you.
So I don't fall.
My first husband had a similar one that would knock me off balance.
Oh, so, no, this one here, Shell used it for me. But anyway, I'll tell you what. Why don't we go ahead, and if you'd like, let's get started. Let the people know just exactly why you are who you are and how you are. And Drummer Dave, can we have the guitar, please?
All right, we're jumping right in. Well, what would you like to hear, Monsieur Buddy?
Oh, from the crowd, what do you want to hear?
Bobby McGee.
Bobby McGee, there we go, Bobby McGee.
You want to start it out?
Busted flat in Baton Rouge, waiting on a train. I feel nearly faded as my dream.
Bobby thumbed the diesel down just before it rained. Rode us all the way to New Orleans. Well, I pulled my hopper out of my dirty Reverend and I was singing soft for Bobby sang the blues. Windshield wipers slapping time. I was holding Bobby's hand. We sang that song that Jack knew. You know, freedom's just another word for nothing left to do. Oh, nothing, honey, nothing, child, if it ain't free. Feeling good, this is love when he sang blue. No feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me and my baby. Yeah.
All
Not
right.
a reality.
I wasn't going to take over. Oh, that's awesome.
I was waiting for you to take the second verse.
Oh, no.
I know how much Bobby meant to me.
Somewhere outside Salinas, Lord.
Yes.
I let her slip away.
He's looking for that horn, I hope he finds it. But I trade on my tomorrow for one single yesterday. To be holding Bobby's body next to mine. You know, freedom's just another word for nothing left to do. Oh, nothing, honey, that's all the Bobby and me. Feeling good, this is love when he sang blue. No feeling good was good enough for me. You know how it is. Good enough for me, not Bobby. Yeah. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Bobby McGee. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Bobby McGee. Yeah. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey hey hey, Bobby McGee. Yeah. Oh Lord, 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 Lord. Hey hey hey, Bobby McGee. Yeah.
Right. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
God, you are
Bobby.
amazing on that song.
Man, thank you. Thanks,
Love that
Stagehand.
one. Oh, and there,
Thank
hey, Stagehand.
you.
Drummer Dave, Drummer
Yes.
Dave.
In the house.
All right, girly girl. I want to ask you a couple questions here. And I'm going to start at the beginning. Where did life start for you? Where are you from?
Well, I went to a party with my dad and left with my mom. Oh! Dang, don't tell Mom I told that joke.
She's probably going to watch this.
I hope so. I love you. So, let's see. My mom was a theater director. My dad was one of 5 children, and they all sang gospel music. And so between the two, it was a perfect combination where I learned to sing harmony. I saw my dad performing with his brothers and sisters in different churches and like community events, and it was that old time gospel music, and man, gave me a love for the Lord and taught me. Then Mom on the other, like, is theater director, and she had me involved in children's community theater and put me in a Cowley College production when I was 10.
Really?
Yeah, she cast me the show was called Working, and I was a newsboy. They changed it to news girl, I think, so I could sing the song and
Oh, yeah?
not be gender confused or whatever. I don't know. So, but I got to ride this Pee Wee Herman style bike from the back of the theater up a ramp onto the stage, do the song.
Awesome.
Right? And then ride the bike back off. And so between the two, it was that and Funny Girl was with Barbara Streisand. It was my favorite movie growing up. And from it, like all those elements combined, I learned how to combine music with performance, where I learned that anybody can sing a song. But in order to make each song a show, to build a set where each set is a show, and then you got the combined where sometimes there's multiple sets, where the whole thing just builds and builds and builds, and people have an experience, not just go hear people play some songs.
What's been amazing, I haven't had a chance to see you live on stage in a play.
Yeah.
I've seen you many, many times with the band. But I've seen your YouTube clips, and I got a couple questions about that here later on. But besides the music, and what other dreams did you have as a kid? What maybe not related to the music would have been a dream Piper
I wanted
had?
to ride on the back of the trash truck.
Oh, really?
That or be a football team.
Yeah.
I was really screwed up, I think. I don't know. You know.
Well, according to one of your songs, you was on the European football team.
Yeah. Oh, man. The soccer story. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, when I was really little though, like seriously, that's so embarrassing. But I wanted to ride on the back of the trash truck because I thought it looked like fun.
Hey, there's
Isn't
nothing.
that funny? Hell no, we need those.
I agree with you. Man, I have done that, and I enjoyed that job.
And though I had broad shoulders, I just wasn't built for the NFL,
Yeah.
so that dream died pretty early too.
Yeah, I get that one there too.
I did play tennis all the way through college, and that started early. My dad and J.C. Louderback kind of coached me, and I mean, they made me so assertive and competitive.
Yeah.
They were like playing a backboard. Everything came back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I completely understand.
Yeah.
I lived a block from Wilson Park growing up, so
Nice.
I was always over there playing tennis.
Yeah, you probably
and
caught a couple of mine
handball.
that sailed over the fence.
You might have. Might stole a couple of your tennis balls too.
I want them back.
All right, your influences are obvious, you know. When you cover a song like Mercedes-Benz or Bobby McGee, you know, we can tell you're influenced by Janice. And that's a great influence to have because that's amazing. The music that she put out, the voice that she had, the voice that you have. Who else has influenced you? Who would surprise us as a group of people?
Right. Well, I mentioned one, and that was Barbara Streisand. The way she could
that
perform
is
a song.
surprising.
I know. My Uncle Jack was really good friends and a huge fan of Petula Clark. I got to have tea with her. She was doing a Broadway production of Sunset Boulevard and came through Kansas City, and my Uncle Jack got us tickets, and we were waiting by the stage door. Jack had yellow roses, which were her favorite, and she came out still dressed as Norma Desmond.
Oh, really?
Ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. You know, and she comes out the stage, and Jack! Like, it's so, like, it was so cool, and she invited us back over to the lobby of her hotel, and I had tea with England's Shirley Temple. I mean, it was, you know, what an icon.
That
When
would be
you're
amazing.
alone, life is making you lonely. You can always go downtown. Right, that's Petula Clark.
Yeah.
Let's see.
She's
Led
had a
Zeppelin is
couple.
my favorite band of all time, hands down. I don't think there will ever be. They were just they were phenomenal and creative and
Do you?
inventive. I don't know.
I can't remember. I apologize if this wasn't you, but did you do a version of an Afro Man song?
Yeah, we do Colt 45.
You do? Okay.
But only the chorus, because, man, even the verses, I'm like...
Well,
I
they-
can't
they
say that
get
in
them.
public.
Well, I do all the time. That's
Because you got
I have found. See, you know, I'm a biker. Me and my wife, Harley Davidsons, but we Jeep and everything else. But people give me because I like all kinds of music.
Yeah.
We listen to hip hop. Insane Clown Posse is one of my favorite bands.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But yet, blues, everything. You know.
Yeah.
And I see that in you a little bit.
Yeah.
You know. And what you know, I hear you doing the Colt 45, which I got a Colt 45
And two zigzags.
Baby, that's all we need.
We can go to a park after dark and smoke that tumbleweed. As the marijuana burn, we can take our turns. Singing them dirty rap songs. Stopping at the bone like Cheech and Chong and selling tapes from here to Hong Kong.
Oh, I loved when you did that. I was like, that is so cool. And, you know, Afro Man, and I change verses to his songs all the time.
Yeah.
And I, you know, And some of his verses, like I said, you can't sing. Like,
You're gonna do one, aren't you? Here it comes.
I was going to interview Piper, but I got high. All right. Let's move on with you again some more. Enough about me.
I just can't get enough of myself.
Hey, I love you. All right. Besides, let's get on. Besides the music and the acting, or between the music and the acting, what are you more comfortable? Are you more comfortable with the guitar between you and the crowd, or are you okay just to be out there as whoever you are at the time?
Yeah, well, I'm nervous no matter what. My palms get sweaty. I get a little bit sick feeling. But once I hit the stage, if I have a guitar in my hand, if it's just a microphone, if it's whatever, as soon as I can start connecting with the people, that's when everything calms down. And it's game on. I don't know. It becomes its own thing. And like my band has a set list. We have a vague idea of what songs we can play. But it's more fun to kind of quarterback it and feel the crowd out and what they're grooving with and talking back and forth. And like we were talking about, what song I would want to play if we put a guitar in my hands tonight. And it's like wherever the interview leads us, I don't know. I'm perfectly fine with winging it. My name is Piper. Malibu, Cub, fine with winging it.
Well, hey, it works.
Yeah.
That was an airplane
Did I throw
reference.
you off?
We are just outside of Wichita, Kansas, the air capital of the world, and you worked that right in. You are a professional. Now, talking about what are you more comfortable with, you played Patsy Cline, the greatest country music singer in the world. I mean, and when I say the greatest, I know there's Loretta Lynn, there's Reba McEntire. They're all good. They're all great. Yeah. But Patsy Cline, come on, let's face it.
She's an icon for sure.
When you channeled Patsy, which that's what it looked like you were doing to me, was you was having a psychic out-of-body experience.
Well, man, you know how they talk about method acting or the Laurence Olivier, why don't you just act?
Yeah.
Man, I lived with Patsy for a good 6 months or more. Just that's all I listened to, picking up on the little nuances and how she sang a song and watching any videos I could find to see how she moves. And I think if you're going to portray a real person, it should damn well be a tribute. Yeah. Because they deserve the respect and the best that you can offer.
Well, you did an amazing job.
Thank you.
And that woman's range has got to be the hardest thing in the world.
A little bit. Crazy stretches me. Yeah.
I can't do it, but I'm going to embarrass myself. I don't care. But you did amazing. And I'm glad because you doing that, it really did something for her. As far as that show, you know what I mean? You didn't help make her more famous, obviously. We're in little, that was here in Arc City, wasn't it? Or?
That was through Winfield Community Theater.
Winfield Community Theater,
yeah.
But
that was a fun show.
Still, it's just,
seeing
you on YouTube.
The same director is we're going to do the same show at the Burford this August. The 13th through the 15th at the Burford, always Patsy Cline. And I get to play the part once more. So
all right.
I'm excited.
I'll be there. Me and my wife will be there.
Yay. Good.
Maybe drummer Dave will be there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think he's playing drums in the band on the combo.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
congratulations.
Right?
So the guitar you're playing tonight, what is that?
Oh, right. Let's see it. It's this is, you've heard of Stuart Mossman, the guitar maker.
That's what I was going to ask you about.
And,
I wanted to know about your Mossman guitar.
I wanted to look because I couldn't. Timber Creek. It's a 1977 Timber Creek model. It's called a Dreadnought, and what's really interesting, it's got all these initials inside. Can you see all the?
Oh yeah, I do.
I don't know if you can get that up to a camera, but it's got Stuart Mossman's initials in there. Tom Hopkin from Winfield. So many people that worked in the Mossman Guitar Factory.
Kind of can see a little bit.
Yeah. And our bass player, Ben Russell, worked at the factory in 77 and is pretty certain that he applied the lacquer to this particular instrument.
Ah, okay.
Which is a really cool connection. But this was a gift. The fine, like,
Yeah, how did you get it?
man, there's a festival out in Garden City called the Tumbleweed Festival that my band has played several times, and over the years I've become very good friends with the event promoter. His name was Willis Proct, and at one time he had the largest collection of Mossmans. I don't know if world or the continent or just in Garden City, but he but he had something like in the 20s of all these Mossman guitars. He was a true collector, and we played the festival, and it's an annual tradition that every Saturday of the festival, after everything is done, there's an after party just for the entertainers. And we go, and it's a massive jam and copious amounts of liquor and just good times, food laid out.
Yeah.
And Willis told me, don't bother bringing your guitar tonight. I've got one you can play. And so I get there, and he takes me down into his room where he's got them all hung up all over the wall and some in cases and everything. And he handed me probably 5 or 6, and this was the last one that landed in my hands. And I mean, I don't know how an inanimate object can connect with someone, but they say the instrument picks the person, and in this case our voices just matched.
Yep, I can
and
see that.
It felt like butter in my hands. I felt like I could play the guitar better than I had before, and it resonates so beautifully.
Yeah, it's awesome. The story's awesome. I mean, everything about it, and I'm glad you shared that with me. Being handed a Mossman guitar from the guy you were handed that from, that's better than being handed a Les Paul from Rick Harrison from the Pawn Stars. As far as because a Les Paul and a Mossman.
Yeah.
I mean, and the music that comes out of that, the music you make out of that, you can tell that there's a spiritual. I'm not trying to be freaky here, but there's a connection there.
I sleep with it sometimes.
So
I don't sing in the shower because I don't want to get it wet.
You could. I mean, it's just have an extra one on the ready.
How many roads must there? Sorry.
I want to ask you about your mama.
No.
Was she an overpowering force in your life? Her being a theater manager.
Awesome force in my life.
Was she?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mom is like a hurricane, man. She blows in Miss Dion in the house.
I see.
Yeah.
What percentage of Piper Leigh is your mom?
All of it.
Is it? I mean, I don't know your mom, but I mean, I know the love in your family. I can when you give her a shout out at one of your shows.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
she's awesome. It actually, you know what? She is so she's been so supportive of everything, but it makes me nervous when she's in the audience because I also had her as a theater director, and enunciation.
Yeah.
and the snap. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
And there have been times she'd say, I really can't understand your words, and it's a lot of times when we're playing bigger venues, we don't run the sound, and it's like, well, what can I do about it?
Yeah.
I'm saying them as clearly as I know how.
Yeah.
I speak as English.
Yeah.
But
that is awesome.
But at the same time, knowing she's in the audience and willing to support my non-traditional lifestyle, that I got a bachelor's degree that I had them just mailed directly to her because I had no intention of using it.
Yeah.
And she's been an amazing parent. Yeah.
I gotta know, did she come out and unzip that damn jacket and get you off the goalpost?
I think I've blocked it out entirely.
Did you?
I don't think we won the game, but I'm fairly certain we had brownie as the snack.
Oh yeah, you have the
Man,
brownie as the
well,
snack.
when you're 7, it's all about the snack.
Yeah, I get that.
Mhm.
I've done some
No idea.
pretty good
In a
things.
Capri Sun.
They had Capri Suns back then.
Hell
I wasn't sure. So, and I wanna stay on the family. About family right now. How many kids do you got?
I have 2 that I know of.
And what are their names? You can just give their first name.
Jess and Jack.
Jess and
Yep.
Jack.
Jess and Jack.
One of them's following in Mama's footsteps. Which one is that one?
Oh gosh, both of them in a way. My youngest zipped himself to a goal post. No. No, he's playing basketball and man, he's got a great little singing voice. He's more interested in the sports side of things. So I hope to get him into tennis before too long. You know?
Okay.
And then my oldest boy Jess is 13, and boy, he just has a natural ear for music, and it's so exciting to see them grow and become the people that God created them to be, because they're absolutely prepackaged. The older they get and I get to know them for the people that they are and who they're becoming, it's like the less I think I had to do with it.
Well, I've seen some videos, and if you don't mind, I might throw up one of them after this interview.
Oh yeah, I might throw up too.
When we do post on this, I'll probably put a video of him singing, if you don't mind.
Cool, that'd be awesome.
So,
On to Kansas City, baby. Kansas City, here I come. I'm on to Kansas City, baby. Kansas City, here I come. My Kansas City, baby. My Kansas City wine. I've been sitting on the corner, 12th Street and Vine. 12th Street and Vine. Kansas City, baby. I might take a boat, I might take a train, but even if I walk, you know I'm going to look the same. I'm going to Kansas City, baby. Kansas City, here I come. I got somebody pretty woman. I'm gonna get me one.
all right. And it seems like it's coming pretty easy for him. I mean, he doesn't struggle too much from what I've seen.
I taught him, you know, the 3 little lean on me, dun, 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 on the piano. That's like that's all my knowledge on piano.
Yeah.
I show him that, and he played around with that for a while. Daggum kid comes back to me with Bohemian Rhapsody.
Really?
Ring, ding,
Wow.
ding, 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 ding. He's got the timing down. He's singing it. He's got a little rasp in his voice. He's playing guitar. He's giving lessons to other kids his age. Not like formal charging money, which I'm going to start talking to him about rent and things. But
Yeah.
I mean, if he's going to earn a living, I get a cut.
He's going to make some money. He might as well.
Yeah.
All right. Now this here is still going to be into your family, but one of your inspirational songs that you wrote to me is "Bloom Where You Are Planted."
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you're going to sing that song for us. But
Yeah.
tell me where that came from. Where in the world did that fly into Piper's head?
Well, my dad was full of great advice and fantastic one-liners. He had a wonderful comedic mind. But he would tell me, "Bloom where you're planted," because Ark City's a small town, and I think anybody wants to get up and out, you know, of where they were born and raised. It's just inherent. It's our I don't know, refugee nature.
Yeah.
But he would tell me that you can have as big a life as your choices. That life is all about choices. You can have a very big life in a small town, and you can live a very small life in a big city. Bloom where you're planted. And the other side of that was that there are 2 ways to have the tallest tree in the neighborhood, and that's either you grow your own or you cut down your neighbor's.
Ah.
good lessons, man.
Yep.
And there, I don't know why it was all about trees, but
Right?
but yeah, that's where this song came from. And in the second verse, it talks about moving around a lot, which I did. I was raised in Ark City, born here, raised here, and moved back here after some time away. But my dad's dad was a principal and a coach, and they would move around a lot in Oklahoma, small towns, you know, where principals and coaches were, I guess, tradable.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'll just.
Yeah. Would you mind
Not
playing
at
us
all, yeah.
because that is everybody. Bloom Where You Planted, Miss Piper Leigh. You're gonna love this.
Oh, so much pressure.
Yeah.
I met a man who came from Arizona at a coffee shop the other day downtown. He said he needed a change of scene. He's heading somewhere that's great. He's gonna try to turn his life around somehow. The desert air was too dry for his senses. Love he followed out that had grown cold. He was a young man when he went there, but hard living made him old. And he found out quick those streets weren't paved to go. I told him, bloom where you planted, have a seed to sow. Try to be a good friend, don't just rely on those you know. And when you find yourself in trouble, the Lord will see you through. Bloom where you planted, let the good life come to you. Now this lesson's one that I learned from my daddy. When I was young, we'd move from town to town. And I would complain like children often do. I'd ask him why we couldn't settle down. He said that's what it takes to feed a family. Life ain't always easy, but it's good. No matter where you are, you're underneath the same old stars. And I wouldn't change a thing, kid, if I could. He'd tell me, bloom where you planted, have a seed to sow. Try to be a good friend, don't just rely on those you know. And when you find yourself in trouble, the good Lord will see you through. Bloom where you planted, let the good life come to you. You might not have planned this life, but your thoughts will get you far. This one thing I learned, you gotta bloom where you are. Bloom where you planted, have a seed to sow. Try to be a good friend, don't just rely on those you know. And when you find yourself in trouble, the good Lord will see you through. Bloom where you planted, let the good life come to you. Bloom where you planted, let the good life come to you.
All right. That's amazing. I love that song.
I do too.
Always
Thank you.
always have.
Some songs kind of write themselves. It's I find that what I consider my better songs kind of come all at once. You know, sometimes I'll write down some lyrics or I'll have a particular melody in my head or something, but it's the ones that just land in front of me like a gift from God.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I can even take credit. You know, it just like they just land in. I don't know. It's a cool thing.
I understand.
And I can't force myself to write a song. I can't sit down and think I'm going to write a song today.
Yeah. This is probably be as close as I'm ever going to come to feeling how you feel about anything, but I write poetry.
Uh-huh.
And I'm the same way. A poem does not just, I can't sit down. I mean, I can stand up and write lyrics or limericks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially
one
dirty
specific
limericks,
question.
especially if I'm drinking. I've done a lot of that, but you know, my mom used to own a bar over in Burden, Kansas. And do you know who Baxter Black is?
Yeah. Yeah, cowboy
Okay.
storyteller.
Well, Baxter Black was coming through Burden, Kansas.
Yeah.
And he sat there and he started doing songs, and I'm like, I love that.
Yeah.
He goes, anybody can do that, buddy. He says,
Did he know your name?
well, because we talked for a little
I
bit.
know,
He didn't come in knowing me. He stopped at this little bitty bar, and he wasn't there to perform. But I recognized who he was because at the time I was real big into country music, and he had
That's so cool.
But he inspired me to write my first cowboy poem.
I love it.
I'm gonna share it with you.
Oh, good. Did you
Just
see him
because.
when he was at Cali?
No, I didn't. I've
Okay.
only met him that one time. The rest I've just seen him on TV.
Let's hear
But-
it. I love to hear it.
I don't have it here, and I'm not real good with memory, but this here, think about two people talking to each other.
Right.
Well, you say you are a cowboy. Son, I've got the hat, but for you to claim cowboy, you need a whole lot more than that. Your skills in the saddle, are they to be feared? When it comes to a horse, my friend, I know not the head from the rear. Then why, sir, is it you tell me it's a cowboy's life you claim? Because to me, they're pretty much the same. Well, a cowboy's life I claim, sir, is because they're pretty much the same. Because it don't matter much that I don't tend to herd or rodeo or ride a pony. Nowadays, that's kind of absurd. The thing that makes me a cowboy, I should have told you from the start, it's not my work, my clothes, or my deeds. It's my big old cowboy heart.
Amen to
And that was my first cowboy poem. I messed it up a little bit there, but that was my first cowboy
awesome.
poem. And Shell over there, she knows a lot of them and a lot of my Facebook friends. But when it comes to writing a song, I can see where that comes from.
Yeah.
Because you can't, I'm going to write a poem. I'm going to write a song. You sit down. I'm not a songwriter because, you know why I can't write a song? I swear to God, this is the truth, because I've tried. I can't write a chorus.
Yeah.
I can't come up with a chorus that sounds good. I can write a verse,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It's got to be catchy. It's got to be repeatable. And it's got to be general enough that everyone can relate to.
And not everybody can do it. I can do like
It's not
said,
easy.
The first verse out of the song was, I made Piper mad. Piper's mad, Piper's mad. Why can I say the Piper's mad? The Piper done turned into a sniper. Stupid, I know, but you know what I'm saying. All right, let's get into some, speaking of snipers,
Got a
let's get
piper
in.
down.
Did you just go?
I repeat, a piper is down.
Right. She went into a bit of Irish on us. Well, she'll be hitting me with a shillelagh here before long. All right, we're going to do it in Irish. We're going to be doing some rapid fire questions. You think you're ready?
I just don't know.
Now, we're just going to suffer, and you're going to get 10 points apiece.
Is it just like first thing I got in mind?
I'm going to say one thing,
Uh-huh.
and then you tell me the answer.
Oh, boy.
All right?
All right, then.
This will be pretty much pretty much 10 points for every one you get correct. And it's your favorites.
Correct?
Piper's favorites.
Well, how would you know if they're correct?
Just, I don't know.
All right, just because I say it, you're going to trust
Okay,
me.
rapid fire. Movie.
Was that a Jeopardy theme in the background?
I don't know
I'm
what
sorry.
happened there.
Movie Jeopardy.
Jeopardy? Favorite food?
7.
TV show?
Oh, Mork and Mindy.
Car?
Sorry?
Car?
Card?
Car.
Ace of Spades.
No. Automobile.
Oh, I drive a Dodge Ram 1500. Himmy. I like that one.
But yeah, I mean, you're singing like 1969 Camaro.
No.
or something
Okay,
like
I
that.
mean, well, the Lincoln Continental with the suicide doors.
Oh, okay,
Hands
yeah, I
down.
can see that.
That's, I mean,
Motorcycle, Harley girl. You like Japanese bikes?
I drive a Honda Shadow V-twin 1100.
Oh, I didn't even know you rode.
Yes, I do.
Oh, we
That's-
learn something new every day.
It's cheaper than a therapist. Yeah.
Favorite venue to play in?
Let's see, the Orpheum Theater in Wichita.
Orpheum, that would be nice. We went and seen the clown. What was his name? Oh shoot, Puddles Pity Party. We went and seen Puddles. You look it up on YouTube.
Okay.
I'm serious. You'd love him. He was on.
Puddles.
He was on America's Got Talent.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Nice.
Everybody, but this is about her, not Puddles. But Puddles is cool.
Look him up.
Okay, now I spelled it desert, but it wasn't desert. It's not what I want to know.
Sahara.
Did you Sahara? Okay. Well, you lost 10 points on that one because that ain't true. Because that was supposed to be dessert. Your favorite dessert.
Dessert.
Kansas City.
Dessert, Kansas City.
No, the dessert in Kansas
Oh,
City.
what was that? Tres leche. That. Oh man. At some Mexican restaurants, you can get this tres leche like
Fried ice cream.
layer cake.
Oh, no! I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Damn, that's so
Yeah.
good, and it came with strawberries on top. Yeah, that was so good.
And favorite soft drink.
So, nah, I like that. I tried. I don't. Yeah, I'm an iced tea kind of.
Iced tea. Well, that's a soft drink.
Kind of. It is
You
soft.
get the 10 points for iced tea. You didn't have to say Diet Dr. Pepper.
With lemon, because I like to twist it up a bit.
I don't blame you. All right. Well, there's the questions. Those. So she
Lemon?
likes lemon, and probably what is it? Twisted iced tea. What do they put in that besides lemon?
Ooh, that is pretty good. I don't know,
Yeah.
some kind of feel good. I like it.
All right. From the time you was a little kid to now, what has changed? What dreams? What in your heart has changed coming up? I'm riding on the back of a trash truck.
That's funny. Well, I mean, to get deep with you, I was raised up in the church and taught to believe a certain doctrine, and I think there comes an age in everyone's life where you have to evaluate. You have to decide for yourself what you believe and why. And honestly, it took the passing of my dad was my aha moment. Where I grew up. My first record deal in Nashville was with a gospel group, and so that was my start. That was my foundation. But did I really believe it? And when you're going through those formative years, where everyone considers suicide,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking.
Oh yeah,
It's universal. You really have to have a come to Jesus moment for. That's the best way to describe it. And when my dad passed, it was like I had the hardest time praying for a while because we prayed so hard for healing, and we just knew with every faith that we had that he was going to be healed, And then it didn't happen, and not all healing happens the way we think it should. Mm-hmm. And seeing, this is so morbid, but it's so much a part of who I am. Because seeing his body without the spirit in it was the moment for me. Because he wasn't there anymore.
Right.
There he was laying, but where did he go? Because that's not my dad. It was a shell. And the spirit lives on, the soul lives on. And man, I feel him. I feel him so much. And even right now I get chills. And you ever, feel the spirit move in you that it's so strong sometimes I think it's tangible.
Yeah, they're there.
And I have to grab somebody close to me and say, God, feel this. It's like, God, can you, feel it? Like, I don't know. It defines who I am. It's how I treat people. I inherently want to see the good in people because God created us all. And love is what the world needs, man, in a big way. And it's not a hard thing. Basically, it comes down, just don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
I
agree with you 100%. Unfortunately, that's not always possible for me. I try.
Me too. Yeah, shoot.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear you say that. I went through the same thing with my mom when she passed away.
Yeah.
You do. You see the soul leave the body.
Yep.
And then you see just the body laying there as an empty vessel.
And it's been scientifically proven that the brain continues to function after the heart has stopped beating.
Yeah.
Whoa. Right? I'm sorry. I like the
I know.
deep
I
thoughts.
understand.
Deep thoughts with Buddy.
Well, this is crazy because now, after getting into something like that that's about ready to make me cry,
Sorry.
the question is, it's my fault. I lined them up wrong. Because I went from, what dreams do you have these days and how's it changed over the years, to, who do you think would win a fight between Carol Brady and Shirley Partridge? And why?
Who?
Really? Really?
No, but I've been waiting to use that joke all I knew the question was coming, and I have no freaking idea.
You have no idea.
No.
Everybody thinks Shirley Partridge.
But put my mom and Carol Burnett in a room, and that's a ticket I would buy.
I would watch.
Right?
Yeah. No, but everybody always picks Shirley Partridge because
I become one.
Yeah. Yeah. They'd have the same fingerprints at the end of that one.
Oh, would they? Well, that would be cool. Now, we're going to get in and talk a little bit about Ben Russell, Billy Soto, and David Gregg.
Uh-huh.
Because, let's face it, you can't be a quarterback without a team.
Mm-hmm.
On your own, Piper, you're an amazing soul.
Thank
You can take that guitar and do whatever you want with it. But, with these guys, it's perfection up there.
Mm.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you first about Ben, okay? And I know Ben has been, he's been in some pretty big bands, hasn't he?
My gosh. Yeah, he's got more road experience than the rest of us put together.
Yeah.
He was a military kid, and so he grew up some in Amsterdam. Lucky thing.
Well, there you
And
go. There.
Right? And
Got
moved.
a Colt 45.
Right. Oh, man. No, he was in. I hate to say the name. You might have to bleep the. I don't know. He was in a band called Thunder Pussy, and they are kind of like considered the godfathers of Saga rock. They were a precursor to Pink Floyd in these bands that would do saga albums where it's one long story from start to finish, no breaks.
Well, when I read that about him,
Oh my
Thunder
gosh,
Pussy,
you gotta listen to this album. It's amazing.
Well, I went and looked it up. I tried to find what I could find.
Yeah.
And the best thing I could do is a recording of a recording of a recording.
All right.
And I did so, but I don't know if he was in the band at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Ben just, I love the guy. And then he gets up there on a flute, which, who's the only other rock and roll band that uses a flute? Can you guys tell me?
Oh yeah, I'm blanking on the name. Jethro Tull.
Yep, Jethro
Yeah, there you
Tull.
go.
So
Who was not just a guy.
Yeah.
It's the whole band.
Oh yeah. I'm well aware of that. Thank you for reminding me.
I just thought people should know.
Just everybody, just for you. Okay.
An interview with Jethro Tull.
But
we're gonna need more than one chair.
Ben is amazing, and you know.
Well, he traveled with Ted Nugent. He was on the road crew with Bachman Turner Overdrive, and then they turned into their own. They started opening for BTO as BTO Road Crew.
Yeah.
And then they got a recording contract with Mercury Records as BTO Road Crew, and went on the road with Ted Nugent. So I mean, it like when I'm booking us at some of these. So it could, there's some dive bars that have been so fun. But I'm thinking he traded in Sweaty Teddy for Sweaty Piper. That's how good his career is going, I just feel beyond blessed to have him on the team. And he's been with me for 9 years.
But he's a bass player.
He's awesome. And flute, and guitar, and piano, as it turns out.
But he's your bass player.
Yeah.
And I've always been told you never go after the bass player. But out of all your guys, he's the one I'd go after.
It kind of looks like Jesus, right? Does it do
I don't know
you?
what the deal is. He's just awesome.
He's awesome.
Now that was Ben Russell, who's amazing. I love the guy.
He is the easiest guy to get along with
And
in the
then
world.
Mr. Billy Soto on guitar.
Soto. Yes.
What band was he in before you?
Annie Up.
Was Annie up?
Yeah. What else?
I swear I used to watch him play in Wichita.
One called Synergy.
Oh.
He was. I think Synergy kind of turned into Annie Up. I don't know. he's been on a lot of bands, and man,
Yeah.
he's done a lot of big stuff too.
He's done some pretty good stuff. I like Billy.
He's our Jersey boy, man.
Yeah.
I love to hear him. When he gets upset, he starts talking really fast, and everybody's a knucklehead. And, like,
Get
it's
upstairs.
the funniest thing. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah. And then Drummer Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta
You
turn
brought
the
him with
camera
ya.
around.
Yeah.
How you doing, Drummer Dave?
Doing great.
See, we'll get you on
Yeah.
this one. That's Drummer Dave over there. There. Ah, Drummer
Heck
Dave.
yeah. So Dave was playing with a heavy metal band called Shrive before he came to play with us, and he had hair like down to his waist, and I don't know what made him join us. It just I don't know, but it was so perfect because it just changed the whole energy, and then when Billy Soto started playing guitar with us, it again changed the whole energy, and all of a sudden we had these 4 uniquely talented people coming together to, even when we cover somebody else's song, it becomes something of our own creation.
Oh, it does.
Because everybody brings their own vibe to the mix. It's
Yeah.
really cool when
And
it happens.
Your timekeeper.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it.
Yeah.
You can't have a band without somebody that can keep time good.
He was the first student in the state of Kansas to get the Louis Armstrong Jazz Drums Award.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Well, jazz is hard.
That is
man. That's-
awesome.
It's awesome.
But your team is a good team.
Yeah.
And you guys, you mesh well together.
Thank
And
you.
I love seeing you all work together. And, you know, Billy, I like watching them play.
Yeah.
And I've kind of gotten to know Billy's wife or girlfriend.
Karen is Billy's fiance, and she runs our sound. And she works security at Spirit, right, and
Okay.
engineer type of mind. And man, she just took it on and has been the biggest blessing because she makes this sound great. I'm so pampered to have her running sound for us because she just nails it. And then Ben Russell's wife Pam runs our merchandise table, and she has turned it into a piece of artwork, man, with posters and koozies and T-shirts, hoodies,
Yeah.
stickers.
She's taking my
Bumper
money.
stickers. I mean, and all on a tie-dyed tablecloth. Like it just she made it look so good, and I'm so blessed that we just feel like a family, and that we can all work together and create this art to share with people. You know?
Karen and Pam's part of the band. I'm sorry I didn't have them listed down,
Yeah.
but they're, sound and merchandise.
Vital
Vital.
members of the band. Yeah. Yep.
All right, now let's move on to the next question. I feel like I was born about 180 years too late. I want to be a cowboy, and of course I'm not. What era? I mean,
On a steel
bell
horsey
bottoms
ride.
on a steel horsey ride. Yeah, but I know you wear the bell bottom pants,
I do.
and you got the little hippie vibe going on. But what era, seriously, do
Yeah.
you feel like you would have been better in?
Man. Tricky question. I watched a movie one time. I think it's called Midnight in Paris or something, and it dealt with that same issue, where they got in this magic cab ride that transported them back to a different era. All of a sudden they're in the Roaring 20s and all this, and then fast forward to where they're in the future, and all through this But at the end of the movie, the lesson is, we're exactly where we're meant to be. I do dig the music and the clothes and the lifestyle of the free 60s and the 70s, and not so much into disco, but they lost me there. But I think I'm right where I need to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think God uses us, bloom where you planted.
Bloom where you planted, and I would have never made a good cowboy, but I just always thought, but I'm thinking John Wayne cowboy. I'm not. The real thing would have been way too hard to work for me, I'll bet you.
Yeah.
But does that attention ever get overwhelming for you?
Asking if it ever gets overwhelming, the attention.
Yes.
And the Bluegrass Festival in Winfield got to be a bit overwhelming. And that's a crazy thing because I'm a local kid, you know, and but it got to where my camper was meeting more people than I was.
Yeah.
And it turned into one raving party that I couldn't seem to get away from. And so I quit going for a little bit just to kind of, I don't know, I've always been so social, and it almost made me a little bit antisocial, a little bit want to shrink away. Like when I go to the festival now, in the month ahead of time, they call it Camp Out of Line.
Yeah.
And a lot of times in festival situations, or like if I'm going, a lot of times I won't take a guitar. I don't want to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
But we've got a stage almost every weekend. We travel a lot. You know, I get to play and say, "Look at me, look at me." A lot of the time, and so in those kind of situations, I would so much rather support other people and hear the art that these other people are putting out there, and not be the center of attention.
Yeah,
so,
I can see where you're coming from with that.
It was a weird transition, and I'm not quite sure when it happened, but it's new.
Well, you're lucky to be blessed with so many people that you know, she's my best friend.
I feel exactly the same, yeah.
My best friend's sitting over there holding that phone, and the only best friend I ever had, probably.
My best friend's sitting there holding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I just, you know, when you meet the devil at the crossroads, and he has fame and fortune he's offering you in one hand, and a loving mother, daughter, good friend in the other, which one are you going to take?
Oh, I'm going to kick the devil's ass and take my kids along for a ride.
That's what I knew I was going to hear, but I wanted to see.
Yeah. No, I think, you know, that the next level is kind of it doesn't exist. You just keep doing what you're doing, and more people notice or they don't, but you have to be content with yourself. You know, success comes in little steps and sometimes giant leaps, and there are setbacks, and musicians, artists in general, anyone who's chosen a creative lifestyle that's you know, not the typical 9-to-5 pension plan kind of life, deals with more daily rejection than most people do in a lifetime. You're told no all the time.
Yeah.
You're not what we're looking for. Your band isn't what, you know, they want to put pretty people on stage. You know, remember the song "Video Killed the Radio Star"? It used to be about the art, when you heard this voice that would stop you in your tracks.
Yeah.
And now, I actually think that there's more of a movement, more toward getting back to the art and the original artists rising to the top, because we've had enough of this being force-fed the same 12 songs on every radio station over and over and over, and I can only imagine the royalty checks these artists are getting. But freaking enough is enough, man.
Yeah.
And thank God for Spotify and Amazon Music and iTunes, CD Baby, YouTube, all these different platforms that artists can share their art, where you don't have to have a record company anymore. You can gain success in an underground movement just as easily.
Yep. Self-promotion is easy
now. There
now.
are radio stations like yourself that are willing to promote independent artists.
Yeah. Well, mine's actually a YouTube station,
I'm happy.
YouTube channel. But
great.
yes, there's all kinds of ways that artists, whether you're a singer or someone like me, a poet, whatever, you're right. There's a million ways now. You don't need a promoter. You promote yourself, you know.
The world's at your fingertips.
Yeah. So you kind of covered just a little bit about the on stage at the Walnut Valley Bluegrass Festival, but and I don't want to get too dark. I like keeping things lighthearted, but have you ever felt like just fucking kicking out the footlights, giving everybody the bird, and walking away?
Not to that extent, no, but that, like, we've started playing a song that 2 sentences in, I'm like, we shouldn't have played this one. And that's
because of the crowd, or just because you
I
just
don't
didn't
know.
feel it that time?
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. Either like we just didn't catch the right groove, or music is so subjective, and if you're having a hard day, it comes through in the music.
Yeah.
If you're having a great day, it comes through in that music. And there have been days that are tough. Everybody has them, and it definitely shows through in the art. So there are those that I wish I could smooth over, but for the majority, man, the positive outweighs the negative.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't keep doing it if I didn't love it.
Yeah. And I use music for you can tell by the song I'm singing today what my mood is, you know. But I see where you're coming at from that. So anyway, sorry I said that word, but if your kids watch this, I apologize.
Jack, time to go to bed.
Yeah, Jack, time to go to bed.
This concludes the family portion of our show.
I keep it as family as I can, but if I don't get a little bit off color once in a while, it ain't Buddy. It ain't the Sky Pirate. So, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I'm going to want to hear another song, but I do have one more question. And what do you see in your future? Because your ending is not written yet. So where do you go from here?
Yeah. I want to put a zip line in my backyard. I've already got a kid-friendly one, but I want the adult version.
You want the adult version?
I don't know if that's where you were headed with that question, but that's definitely...
If that's your goal, that's your goal.
It's in the future. It's going to happen, man.
Yeah. I know a man named Daryl Baker, Kristen Baker's husband. He's got one in his backyard, and I'm sure if we holler at him, he'd be happy to come over and put one in for you.
I just need him to help me duct tape the mattress to the tree, and we're good to go.
Well, I just put it straight into the tree. I mean, my gosh. All right.
Bring an extra set of pants and a helmet.
We want to hear another original song.
Excellent.
So what do you got? You got something lined up we can have?
Well, I got one that we wrote in the Denver airport.
In the Denver airport?
Yeah, we did.
They got those little tracks you can walk on that move you fast.
Denver's a fun town.
I know, I like Denver. Colt 45.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, you got it.
I was too drunk to get stoned. I was too by myself to feel so alone. Thought I'd go to town, but I'd have to get up to get down. I was too stoned to get high. I surround myself with friends and ask how we goodbye. Thought I'd make my name, but I'll have to keep working. It's the name of the game. Whoa, Daddy, you take my breath away. Whoa, Daddy, I fucking love the things, I love the things that you say. Now if you feel the way we're grooving, come on and feel the flow. Let's get to moving. There's only one way you make or break. There's only one avenue for those who hesitate. Whoa, Daddy, you take my breath away. Whoa, Daddy, I fucking love the things, I love the things that you say. I was too busy to cry. That's just what I need till I'm ready to die. Thought I'd make or break, and the road is the path I'm ready to take. Whoa, Daddy, you take my breath away. Whoa, I love the things that you say.
Oh, yeah. Love it, love it, love
Hey.
it. Well, Piper,
Right on.
I really, really appreciate you coming
Thank you.
and blessing us with this short little interview, because there hasn't been one that I've seen yet.
Man, this has been so fun.
It has been.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days when you guys move along a little bit, we can get back together and do another one of these.
All right.
And maybe by then I'll have some equipment that works good. But anyway. So anyway, our guest on the Sky Pirate, everybody's favorite Uncle Buddy, Miss Piper Leigh of Piper Leigh in the Smoking Section. And I would like to thank her drummer Dave, for coming and being a great stagehand,
Absolutely.
cameraman, and he's our resident sex symbol, but
Oh,
because
yeah.
I can't put him on camera.
He's the sexy one in the band.
He's
for
the
sure.
sexy one.
Wow.
No, Russell's the sexy one. Oh, Russell! I love Russell, though. And I like thanking Michelle.
Fiddles with
Thank you,
thumbs
Piper.
and knows every note really.
Thank you,
Man,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome, and you're a part of Arc City's history, and nobody's ever going to be able to take that away from you.
Absolutely.
Because Piper Leigh and Arc City go together.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just amazing.
Like peas and
And
carrots.
I was like peas and carrots. Mama said like peas and carrots. But anyway, I appreciate you guys coming out. I'm glad you did this. It made my day when you said yes to this.
Thank you so much.
And I really appreciate it. I appreciate you bringing the guitar, singing the songs, and telling us the stories.
Heck yeah.
We're
This was fun.
blessed. We're blessed to have known you. Blessed to get to know you, and I hope to know more of you in the future.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
you take it easy, baby doll.
All right.
And Uncle Buddy loves you. And everybody, peace out. All right, all right, all right. Everybody's Uncle Buddy saying bye. All right, we're done.
I told him, bloom where you planted, have a seed to sow. Try to be